Hey everyone, Ryan here. Hope you like my new haircut. There's only been one moment since I've been leading Forgotten Voices where I wondered if this was it. Would this be the end of my life? It's a story I haven't told very often because it still gives me shivers just thinking about it. There aren't many days that go by where I don't think about the grace of God and the way He provided for my life. It was about 2 years ago. I was driving from Zambia to Zimbabwe, one of the few times, the first of a few that I've made by myself, by car. It was about middle of the afternoon and I was driving along and out jumped a police officer about 30 or 40 yards ahead of my car, and I slammed on the brakes. He had a radar detector gun pointing right at my car. He waved me to the side by a tree. Sitting under that tree was another police officer reading a newspaper with a rifle next to him, and another police officer sitting just behind my car in a chair. And the three of them were staring at me. The guy with the radar gun started screaming at me and wondering why I was there. What was I doing? What was I in such a hurry for? I knew I wasn't speeding, and he knew it as well, but it was a game that we were playing. After about 5 minutes of negotiating back and forth, he demanded money. All I had was a few rand and some US dollars in my wallet, and he insisted on patting me down. Before he did that, he pulled out a gun and pointed it at me and said, "Why are you here?" He proceeded to pat me down from head to toe, not checking my right cargo pant pocket, which is where I had lots of money for projects. Because of a failed Zimbabwean banking system, I brought cash in every time I came to Zimbabwe. After 5 minutes of holding the gun at me and demanding money and demanding why I was there, and I prayed to God and I was praying that God would provide and protect my life so I could carry on. The whole scene eventually concluded with me saying, "I must go. I'm needed. I must go and do my work." And I waved to the man and he waved back, and for some reason, by God's grace, I was able to continue on my journey. My fee was about 17 US dollars equivalent, which is all I had in my money from multiple currencies. And he waved goodbye and I waved goodbye and I carried on. But for 5 minutes that man had a gun to me and was threatening to take my life. And by God's grace, I'm okay. And by God's grace, and by God's grace alone, our mission carries on.